So, should the Patriots re-sign Tom Brady? It's a big question because a lot of people or a lot of posts are kind of focusing on what Tom Brady wants. Him saying he isn't going to take a hometown discount. He wants multiple years. He wants a lot of money. Seen a few about Robert Kraft saying that he definitely wants Brady back, or he wants Brady to retire, but he doesn't want Brady to go into another uniform. So I think the question that we all have to ask is, should the Patriots re-sign him? If given the chance, should they move on? You know, personally, it's a hard question to answer because he's a good quarterback. He's still playing at an elite level. There's a statistic I saw this morning that really interested me. Over the past 2 years, actually, it split it up into 18 and 2019. If you took away the drops, throwaways, and spikes of those 2 years, so drops, receivers, throwaways due to the O-line, and spikes just for clock management, his completion percentage in both years would have been over 69%, one of the best in the league, mind you. So you got to ask, he's playing at an elite level. There was another report that came out where Julian Edelman, he's been playing or through the late half of the season and in the Titans game, which kind of explains why it was a non-factor against the Dolphins. And in the last couple of games, is Julian Edelman was playing through 3 injuries that would be deemed career-ending. I have the statistic somewhere. I'll have to grab that later in the video. But my point is, Brady doesn't really have anyone. He hasn't really had anyone all year. So it just makes you wonder if they're able to get him some support. Could they eventually help him out? Or could he play at a level like other quarterbacks, like Drew Brees? And Drew Brees has a Michael Thomas, these other quarterbacks, they have these weapons. They have these things they can go to in order to find success outside of just their arm. Now, we all know Drew Brees' arm can get it to Michael Thomas. But the point I'm trying to make is that Marcus Mariota, he has all this success. But you give Tom Brady a running back like Derrick Henry, Tom Brady would have much better success. And here's why. It's because the Patriots right now, or before the season ended for them, they didn't have a run game. They didn't have a very consistent O-line. It got better throughout the season, but it wasn't very consistent for the majority of the season. So no run game. Sonny Michel was averaging less than or around 4 yards a carry all year. He didn't break 100 yards in a single game this year, so that should help you understand how bad our run game was. And no receivers. His number one guy for the vast majority of the year, except one game with AB, was playing through 3 injuries deemed season-ending. He played through a separated joint in his shoulder, a knee injury, and a rib injury. But yeah, he played through all of them. And that was Brady's number one guy. So, in my eyes, if you give him a number one receiver that can consistently get open and isn't number one in the league in drops, then you figure he could potentially play at the highest level in terms of passing out of any quarterback in the league. I don't think he's ever going to run more than Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen do, but Julian Edelman, he's a great slot receiver, but he is not a great number one guy. They had him lined up out wide. He's slow and he gets double teamed. He can make good slot routes, short routes, but you aren't going to hit him much for anything over 20 yards, maybe once, twice a season. But I'm telling you, you're lucky if you do. He's over 30 years old. He's not that fast. He's small. his next best guy arguably was Mohamed Sanu, and he had one game in which he broke, I think, 40 yards, and that was the Baltimore Ravens' first game. And I was like, yes, we have another good receiver. And then after that, for some reason, he just kind of filtered out. Never, I think, was really much of a effect in any of the games after that. And N'Keal Harry, I think he only broke 3 catches once. I mean, jeez. N'Keal Harry obviously was not the answer this year. He might be in the future, but he wasn't this year. Check out my video, Is He a Bust? I talk about it. It's my most popular video out there. And also, just to let you know, I'm going to be doing a film review on N'Keal Harry. I'm going to be looking through every single one of his routes and kind of see what's he good at, what's he not good at, and what could he get better at, what's easy to fix. Because in every player, receiver, running back, quarterback, anything, there's things that take a long time to fix. There's things that you arguably can't fix in the time frame that they have, which is things like speed, things like jump, things like size. Like, you can't fix size, but there's still ways to win 50-50 catches without the biggest size. And then there's smaller things like drops or not knowing your route. There's smaller things like that where if you look into it, you watch every single play, you can realize, if he fixes this, it doubles his production. So I would love to. I'm gonna love looking into it. And after that, I'll do a film review on someone else. I'm thinking about doing Jarrett Stidham, just his couple of throws in the regular season, but I'm going to be majority focusing on preseason. I know that's hard because you're playing against a second-team defense, but it's still going to be interesting to see because what I'm going to be looking for isn't wide-open receivers. I'm going to be looking for, does he progress through his reads well? And does he make good decisions? Can he throw into tight windows? Is he good at that? How often is he good at that? Does he throw the ball away when it's not there? Does he force it when it's not there? Things like that I'm going to be looking for in that Jarrett Stidham video. But both of those will be coming out eventually, probably before the end of the month. But back to the point. Talking about this whole Tom Brady situation, I personally think he'd have success other places. I do not think the Patriots are going to sign him to a multi-year deal with a crap ton of money. Because Brady wants help, and if he wants help, he can't take, a crap ton of money because then the rest of the team doesn't have a lot to work with. But just looking at a list of the free agents the Patriots have to deal with this free agency period, I'm just going to name them off for you. Tom Brady, Philip Dorsett, Matthew Slater, Benjamin Watson, Marshall Newhouse, Joe Thuney, Ted Karras, Danny Shelton, Adam Butler, Kyle Van Noy, Jamie Collins, Landon Roberts, Devin McCourty, Nick Folk, Nate Ebner, Jermaine Illuminor, Justin Bethel, James Ferenz, Shalik Calhoun, and Keontae Davis. Some of the more big-name guys in there, Matthew Slater, which I think they're going to definitely want to lock up. He was great this season. He's made several Pro Bowls. Benjamin Watson, I think he's going off. I don't think we should re-sign Philip Dorsett. He was a lot better last season. But he can run fast, but he can't run routes well. He can't seem to get any separation. He can't seem to use that speed. I think that if he doesn't show a lot of promise, I think they just have to look back on the film and kind of make a decision before free agency just to get him out. We've kind of given them that free pass of he did 100 yards better this year. Let's give him, training camp, see how it goes. But I think it's time to just cut him, get him out of here, or just not re-sign him. Marshall Newhouse, I say, he's a good depth guy, but when you put him in there, you had all the Patriots Nation calling for him to be cut. So part of me thinks that they should not re-sign him. Joe Thuney, I'd love him to be back, but you have a feeling he's going to look for big money. Wouldn't be surprised. And I don't know if the Patriots are going to want to pay him that much. Ted Karras, I think we'll try to re-sign him. He might go for a bigger contract than what we'll offer him, just because teams now know that he can play at least decent at center, and a lot of teams don't have decent centers. Danny Shelton, I think we'll let him walk. He's a good player, but he is not kind of like a game changer. He's not a guy that can't be replaced relatively easily for a lesser price even. Kyle Van Noy, he's going to be looking for a big-time contract. He's been stellar these last couple of years, this year included, and I'm sure he's looking to head out. But anyways, Adam Butler, I don't know about that one. That one's kind of iffy. But anyways, my point is there's a lot of free agents for this team, that they have to work on, that they have to re-sign. And I don't think they're going to look to spend a crap ton of money on Tom Brady. I think that a team like the Chargers or a team like the Bears or like the Raiders would enjoy signing Tom. Keep him as the starter for a year, maybe even 2, and draft a quarterback mid-first round. Draft a guy like Justin Herbert. Draft a guy like Tua Tagovailoa and have him work behind Tom Brady, learn from Tom Brady, work ethic, just the keys to success, because obviously Tom Brady has had a lot of success. If he can teach these players how to, make it big in the big moments, you got yourself a franchise guy. So yeah, I think that other teams, I think that they have a very good reason to sign Tom Brady. I mean, I feel like a lot of fans kind of forget that it's not always about having a quarterback for the future with every quarterback signing you make. Sometimes it's for depth, and other times like this, it's to have a mentor for a young guy. Because the Chargers, Phillip Rivers, probably not going to come back. I'd be surprised if he did. Who knows if Drew Brees is staying with the Saints. He seems to not be able to perform in the playoffs lately. It's just my analysis of him. But these teams are going to be looking for a veteran guy, and why not have arguably the best quarterback in NFL history mentoring your new franchise guy? To me, that sounds like a done deal. You'll sacrifice a big contract for a year or two in order to get that future, because that's kind of a trade-off. All right, we'll pay a lot of money for him here. Maybe we get into the playoffs. Who knows? Maybe it leads them to a Super Bowl. That'd be crazy. I don't know if it would happen, but even if they go, 4-12, it's like that's key time for that rookie quarterback to kind of grow up and figure out some things from the old guy. But yeah. So, do I think the Patriots should re-sign Tom Brady? I think no. No, I don't think they should. Well, oh God, it's so hard, because part of me says no, look for a future quarterback, because the longer you put it off, the longer, or the less we have to work with. But the Patriots, they have two choices here. They can keep Tom Brady and keep trying to win the Super Bowl, or they can kind of start that rebuild for the next guy, where you keep Tom Brady. They also have two choices there. You keep Tom Brady, let him mentor the young guy, or you let Tom Brady walk, bring in the new guy, and just hope he fills in. Bring in a guy like Andy Dalton to help him out, who's been a 3-time Pro Bowler. Sure, he's not the most successful quarterback, but he's a good veteran. There's a reason he started for the Bengals this year, and has started for them for a long time. So, yeah, if I was the Patriots, I would re-sign him. Just because, number one, I'm a Patriots fan. I don't want to see Tom Brady. I kind of do. I want to see him with weapons. But I'd say if you're the Patriots, re-sign Tom Brady, get him a couple skill players, draft a new quarterback like Tua or Justin, and let him mentor under Tom Brady. Give Tom Brady one more shot at winning the Super Bowl, win you guys another championship, and then after this next year, you let him walk, kind of on a year-to-year deal. And I think that the way Tom Brady stays with the Patriots is they say, all right, we'll give you a good amount of money, but we're not giving you a multi-year deal. Well, it's kind of a trade-off. No multi-year deal, but we'll be sure to get you some weapons. And then there you go. I think that's how it's going to go. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm not going to predict it here, but I've told you what I think. If I was Patriots, I'd re-sign him. That's just me. So, thanks for watching. See you next time.